Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome to Draw 2. My name's Ramny and this is another episode of Mini How to Draw, the show where I show you how to draw your favorite characters in easy to follow, simple step-by-step instructions. If you guys like what you see on this channel and you want to see more tutorial videos like this, please hit that subscribe button down below. It would help me a great deal. For this tutorial, as usual, what you guys need is a pencil, an eraser, any type of white paper, and black ink pens with different size nibs for inking afterwards. And of course, as you're watching this tutorial, remember that you can hit that pause button at any time so that you guys can pause the video and catch up on your drawings. We all draw at different speeds, so find a pace that works for you and stick to it. And also, if your artwork looks a little different than mine, that is completely fine as well. So having said all of that, you guys, grab your drawing tools and let's get started with the tutorial. For our Groot tutorial, the first thing we're going to do is block all the shapes and then get in on the little details. And the thing with Groot is it's going to be a lot of little tiny details. So you want to keep your pencil as sharp as you can. And as you guys can see, I've got my paper in portrait mode this time around. So let's get started with Groot. I'm going to start at the top. And instead of drawing a circle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw two lines that look like this. And then I'm going to shape the jaw. And then I'm just going to round up the top like that. So it looks like this really long head. Okay, and I'm going to keep it that small. We're going to try to draw as much of Groot as we can on this page. Okay, from here we're going to draw the shoulders. Well, let's draw the neck comes down first, and then the shoulders come out this way. From the side of the head, goes down this way, and this way. Okay, it's going to draw this shape right there. Not a shape, just a straight line going across, and then a line going down the middle. That, of course, is going to be for the chest. And I'm going to make the chest about that big. Okay, the chest is about a little bit smaller than the size of the head. Let me make that a little bit bigger, just like that. Now be mindful of the amount of space that you have down at the bottom, so you want to try to fit Groot in as much as you can. Okay, I'm going to make these into squares with the shoulders, half circles on the side. Okay, I'm going to bring the torso, gets a little bit narrower here, and then I'm going to draw two straight lines going down. Right around here is where I want the legs to be. Right there is good. Okay, so right here it sort of starts to spread out a little bit, and then let's try to get as much of that of the legs in as possible. I'm going to draw the crotch area as a triangle, and the thigh I'm just going to draw as rectangles or two straight lines going out, and then cut it off right there. So as you guys can see, it's still in proportion. And because I don't have the space, we're only going to draw it pretty much up to the shin. So we're just going to draw it like that. So here you go. Here are the legs. Here's the torso. And in that case, let's make the head a little bit bigger. And now let's go to the arms. His shoulders are sort of narrow, and then his arms are longer and lankier. So here's a shape for the bicep here. I'm going to start right there and there. I'm going to bring that down this way. It gets wide and it gets narrow again until you reach about the top part of the thigh, right around there. And then we can get started with the fingers. Let's start off with that shape, a rectangle. The thumb goes out this way, goes out and then curves down, and then goes back this way and then in like that. And then the fingers, we're just going to leave them long like this. So I'm going to make this long and make one finger like that. Next one beside it, another finger like that. Okay, the next one beside it is smaller, shorter than the middle finger. So it looks like that. Okay, and this finger kind of sticks out right here as well. Okay, and then the pinky finger you don't get to see. It's tucked in the back there. Okay, right here, let's do the same thing. So here's the bicep. You want to make sure that the biceps sort of align. Now, here's the arm. Okay, it goes wide and then gets narrow again. I'm having this arm go off to this side, so they're not touching the thighs here. So I'm bringing it out this way. Right there is good. And then, actually a little higher. There is good. And then here, let's draw the arm first, and this time I'm going to draw this shape. Just like that. So one line, a short line, all on the left side, an angled line at the bottom, and then a line closing it off on the other side. Okay, right here we're going to draw the thumb, it goes out, and then another line, and then another line like this. it goes in like that. Okay, this right here is just going to be the finger. You want to make sure those fingers are the same size about. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, and then I'll make the fourth one right here, 4. Okay, so that's what it looks like right there. Pause if you need a chance to catch up on both fingers right there. All right, so we've blocked him out. Here's what he looks like. Now we can get started getting in on the tiny little details, and let's start off with drawing the face. Okay, let's draw a line going right down the middle. So if you want to divide this, when I made a cross, these lines go right through the middle of this shape that we did here. Okay, that is going to be the eye line. From the eye line, I'm going to find 2 spots right there on opposite sides, and I'm going to make a kind of a hole, a kind of a half circle where we're going to be putting the eyes. So here's one, and then this one is going to be like this. And with Groot, you'll notice that he is not symmetrical. So you want to make sure that, you know, you don't want to draw too straight. You don't want to make your lines too straight because he's like a tree. There's no such thing as a straight line with trees. And left and right aren't necessarily, they don't necessarily look the same. Okay, so here are the place where we put the eyes, I guess. And then right inside, we're going to put the eyes right here and right here. Okay, a little bit off. Let me fix that. Right there. Right there. You want to try to make sure you get this right. And then I'm going to draw a tiny little circle, a white circle at the top left corner, and then I'm going to shade that black. Okay, so there's Groot's eyes, and then we're going to draw some, I call them wrinkles, but on Groot they're more like tree bark lines. Okay, and then one across. Let's do 2 of them right there. So making those eyes big and dark, it gives him those gentle eyes that he's got in the movie. Okay, from here we're going to draw a line going this way and this way. And then from here, I'm going to draw a line going across, somewhat smiling, like that. Okay, from here, we got to give him a couple of frown lines. Line underneath for the lower lip. Let's start shaping his jaw. So from the frown line, I'm going to shape the jaw like almost a square, like that, like this. Now on the side here, let's draw the cheekbones, and they go like this. And same thing on this side. Cheekbones go down to there. Okay, this goes up, and this goes up to the cheek. Okay, so that is the gist of his face. Now we're going to go from above the eye, right here, a line going out to the top, zigzag line going across and then down, and then just uneven lines going up right there. Okay, from the center, I'm going to draw a line going up high, another one from here, kind of going up, and then you make this really tall ridge at the top there. So you're left with this gap. You just want to create some shapes there, make it uneven. And then right here it goes down like this, and right here goes down this way, and then at the back, right here, goes up, it sort of comes out like this. Okay, and then on this side, let me just reshape that a little bit. So it goes over here, goes out like that. Now the thing with Groot is each artist draws the top ridge differently, so it's all up to you how you wanna shape that ridge. These things right here. But for the most part, it looks the same. You've got the same facial features, and then here it looks a little bit different depending on the artist. So you have the liberty to change it up as you please. Now remember to make it asymmetrical, not symmetrical at all. Okay, so over here I've got lines going out that way, and over on this side, let me just draw a little line here. I've got some lines going this way over here, and then over here the lines go down to the lips. And then from the lips they go down, of course, to the chin. And then on the cheeks they go off to the side over here. So you notice I'm being very selective with how I'm drawing those lines. And when I go over it with ink later on, I'm going to use a really thin ink, a really thin nib to ink those lines. Okay, so there's Groot's face right there. There you go. Now, pretty much every part of Groot is very, I mean, it's all up to the artist's interpretation of how you want it to look. He's got a general look, but for the most part, it's all up to you how you want it to look like. So now let's get started with his chest. He's got some very basic look in his chest, and let's round them off first. So I'm making these, I'm making it more rounded, but I kind of want this to have a shape right here that looks like this, okay? And then as you go around, go down, you cut in a little bit. Now this is supposed to look like tree bark, and on this chest plate, the bark, the grain goes this way, diagonal. So what you want to do is you want to create this shell, or this bark, kind of like this, and a couple of parts of it sort of cut into the wood, like that, in different sizes, until you get this shape that you want. And then just draw a couple of lines there to show the grain. So there's one shape, and then on this side, again, it does not look the same. It should not look the same. So I'm making it zigzaggy on this side, and then just like that, round that off, and then straight at the top. Okay, from here, you just shape that plate however you want, create some of those cracks that go into the chest. And as you guys can see, the grain on this goes this way. Just like that. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to make this three-dimensional, so I'm going to double that line right here. By doing that, it looks like it looks thicker, right? It gives it some depth. Same thing down here. Like that. And then from here, he's got some roots coming out, kind of going from the chest out. And, you know, let's worry about that later on. Let's just worry about the main shapes first, and then we'll get in on the little details. Okay, so right here, I'm going to draw where the abs go. Okay, a little point at the top, and then angles and then straight lines going down to about right here. Okay, now I'm going to divide this. That's a 1. And these shapes sort of interlock with each other. Second one right here. Third one down below. And I'm going to cut this right there, and then a fourth one right here. So imagine these shapes interlocking and creating the abs. And the way that the grains go, they go kind of like this. So now, again, like with the chest, we're going to shape the edges so that they're rough looking and natural looking tree bark with cracks that go how the grain flows. Okay, and like I said, they sort of interlock with each other, so you create those gaps right in between. Let me bring this one up a little bit more. Okay. Like that. Now, it's probably better if you do this in your own way instead of trying to copy me step by step in this process, because this is one of those things where you kind of just let your pencil guide you. So I'm just pretty much just trying to, on the spot, trying to figure out where these things go. on the spot trying to shape it the way that I think they should go. There you go. So there's the main plate right there. Right here, he's going to have a little side tree bark. So I'm going to draw 2 lines like this, and then this goes off to the side like that, and then the top goes to the side up here, goes down, and then in like that. Okay, so the grain goes this way on that piece. There you go. So those are the main parts on the body. Let's go to the shoulder. And here you've got roots that converge. They come together at this point. So I'm going to start right here, and they're zigzaggy, of course, like that. From here, bring it down to here. Okay, and then goes up, and then goes this way. And then over here, it goes up and goes in again like that. Okay, remember to make them sort of unnatural. This is a little too smooth for me, so I'm going to take that and shape it a little more like nature, like that. Okay, right here, let's bring this down. Kind of goes down like that. Okay, the bicep, of course the grain's going to go down the bicep this way. I close this off and make a little V down here. So it kind of looks like muscle fibers as well. So it looks like that. Okay, now here on the side, we've got some tricep showing, one there and another one behind it. Kind of looks like that. Okay, and then back here it goes in like that as well. Okay, where the shoulder meets the chest, you kind of want to create some different levels of roots here. So this one goes in behind, that one goes in behind, and then here kind of goes like that. And again, here, you guys, I am not really, I'm just doing it on the spot. I'm just thinking of how it should go, and not really thinking too hard about it, just letting my pencil guide it. Okay, goes down. Okay, from here goes down this way. So now we're going into the shoulder. Goes here, this one goes in and goes out like that. Okay, on the neck goes down. One tree root right there. So the neck, we're going to make it look like tree roots that go down into the chest. Just several of them. Just like that. And then some of those tree roots, of course, come out to the side. Right here, it goes, let it go down one more. And then goes to the side. Goes out. Okay. From here, you want to create some twigs sticking out from the back. Let's do one there. Do a couple here. And of course, you want to make those twigs different shapes, and you could do them randomly, just however you want it, where you want it to go. Okay, so it looks like that now. Let's go over to this shoulder. Let's start off with one big root, shoulder root. That looks like that. Let's do another one just below it. From here goes up, and that, let's let that go in like that. And then here kind of goes out as well. Goes, let it go that way. And then here in the back was just a little one like that. Okay, so now let's figure out where the bicep goes, and let's let this one go down this way. Again, another V shape down at the bottom of the bicep. Make it go back up this way. Okay, right here at the back. And then maybe not there. Right here, down to the center of the bicep, and then another one right behind it. So it makes that shape right there. You want to create some grain now. We'll worry about adding details to these muscles later on. I say muscles, I actually don't know what to call them, to be honest. Okay, now let's go back here. Let's actually go back to the center, and let's work in those gaps that are behind the chest plate here. From here, I'm going to create a zigzag line that goes down to the side, like that. And here, I'll do the same thing, like that, okay? And shaping them first before I add the little detail. So as you can see, this is sort of the rib cage where this is the stomach right here, and this is the upper torso, so we've divided that. So let's create some roots, just following these lines that we did. Okay, make sure that they vary in size. There you go, on this side now. Like that. Okay, now from here, this is going to be like the ab section and the lower torso section. We're going to add some more, well, more tree roots, but the shape of it starts to go down. So think of it as going down, different sizes. Just like that. There's a lot of detail in drawing Groot, and it's just a matter of doing it instinctively, not even thinking about it too much, you guys. So now here on the side, I'm just bringing those lines further down. They go in like this. Think of it as a bunch of tree roots all together. Now let's go over here to the, what do you call it, the waist section. And let's create more of these plates. There's one here, kind of that shape, and then one right beside it, that shape right there. And we've also got one on this side. We're going to make this one go across like this, and then one on the side right here. So we made those shapes right there. If your shapes look nothing like mine, that is fine. Just make sure you create these plates, the bark, on the waist. Okay, again, on this side, the grain is going to go up and down. So we shape our tree bark so that it follows the grain. Had a little crack, a couple of cracks in there, some big ones, some tiny ones. Over here, same thing, goes up and down. Okay. Now, this right here, we want the grain to go this way. So when you shape it, you make sure that the cracks are vertical as well. So it looks like that, you guys. Okay, now right here, again, we'll draw some more of the tree bark or tree roots. And they vary, that's what I mean, in size and direction. But you can't go wrong with just drawing them up and down like that. Okay, over here, we're just gonna create some right in the crotch area here. You don't wanna give him anything. He doesn't have any reproductive organs, so you don't want to give him any semblance of a reproductive organ, if you guys know what I mean. Okay, goes down like that. And then with the legs, if you guys followed my Baby Groot tutorial, it's the same thing. You find the main vein, you find the main spot. Okay, let's do that right there. Another one right there. And then let's take this one and let's bend it, going into the knee. Here's the knee. Okay, let's go back over here. We're just finding the main lines first. So it looks like that. This goes down. Bring it in like that, in there. Okay, here goes down like this. And then let's make it, start shaping the kneecap. And then over here, we're gonna have two. Okay, so what you wanna do is you wanna create this, like the main veins first, down here, and in the back, goes in like that. Let's do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna start right here, and here, bends it in. Okay, and then over here, sort of makes that triangle there, goes in like that. Gonna bring that in this way, up the sides, to there. Okay, from here goes like this all the way to the top. As you can see, it gets narrower, and then here we can bring that in until it makes a thigh like that. So with this, you follow the grain, but at the same time you create these zigzags, or you create these lines that go vertical as well. And by doing that several times, you start to get the shape of Groot. And if you guys are unsure of how to do this, let me provide a link. I'll put it at the top right here, a link to where I teach you how to do this technique in the Baby Groot tutorial. So make sure you click on that link on the top right so that you guys know what I mean. But essentially, it's just creating a series of lines going to the grain, and then a couple of lines going across against the grain. Okay, so once you figure that out, you do that exact same thing for every single one of these muscle tree root things that we did for Groot. That's exactly what you do. So let me give you an example over here. Okay, here the vein goes that way, or the grain goes that way, and then a couple of lines that go across. Okay, so you keep doing that until you get that shape that you want. Now let's finish up right here. I'm just going to draw it going down. Now over here, I'm going to draw this going down like this, going like that. Okay, maybe one sticking out here. And now all of this is up to you guys. And experiment. Try to see if you can do it without me prompting. At a certain point, since I'm going to be doing the exact same technique for all of Groot, I'm probably going to fast forward the video and just watch along, and you guys can do it by yourselves without really having to see what I do. Okay, so there you go. Just a series of lines. Pause if you guys really want to take a look at it. Just pause it. Now, lastly, over here, let's draw some lines that go down this way, and then this way, and then some go on the side here, and here as well. So you get to the hands, and the hands, we're just going to draw them like we would regular hands, except you want to, the joints and the knuckles, you want to give them some sharpness to them so that they look sharp like that, right here, like there, and purposely make them skinny and long, just like Groot's hand is skinny and long. So it looks like that. Okay, and just follow the same pattern, grains and everything. Same thing over here. Now let's bring this going in this way. That goes that way. That goes in that way. That goes in like that. Okay, now let's shape these fingers so that they're long and unnatural looking, not human looking. Make those knuckles as pointy as you can. And there you go, you guys. So thinking now that I'm probably going to be able to do this with just the inking, so I'm just going to leave it like that, you guys. So once you have this, you have the general shape for Groot all down figured out. So there it is. I'm going to do all of the details in the inking process. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you watch the whole inking process after this video. Otherwise, that is how you draw Groot from the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and we'll see you again next time. And that is all the time that we have for this tutorial. Thank you for watching all the way to the very end. I hope your drawings turned out great. If you guys are proud of your drawings, I would love to see them. So please go over to the Google Plus community and post your artwork there, or head on to Instagram and tag me in any of your art so that we can see it and so everyone can see it and we can all enjoy your masterpieces. If you guys are curious about the equipment that I use to make these videos or to do my tutorials, I have links to those in the description below. Clicking on those links helps to ensure that content creators like myself are supported so that we can continue making good stuff like this for you guys free of charge. If you feel like being extra generous and you want to support this channel even more, I now have links to my art store down below, draw2.storenvy.com. Plus I have links to merchandise that you can buy, such as t-shirts, mugs, and mouse pads with the Draw2 logo on them. And I now have a Patreon page, so if you guys feel like supporting me on Patreon, I have a link to that down below as well. If this is your first time here, I would love to have you guys subscribe. Like I said in the beginning, here in this channel, I show you how to draw your favorite characters in easy to follow, simple step-by-step instructions. So if you guys like what you see, please hit that subscribe button below. If you guys did enjoy this tutorial, it would help me a great deal if you guys liked this video, commented below, or shared this with your friends in your social media. And speaking of social media, don't forget, you guys can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and on my website, draw2.com, where you can find a coloring page of this tutorial, plus all the other tutorials that I have in this channel. Again, you guys, all of those links are down in the description below. Finally, thank you once again for watching. I will see you guys in my next video, and as always,
stay tuned for more so you can learn to draw it too. Hi, I'm Noah from Maine, and I love Draw It Too. Peace out.